What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. So you guys should know, if you follow Jake Stein, one of the Madden Ultimate Team producers, he's going to be giving us some information on August 18th. You guys need to set your clocks, bro, because when they start putting out this elite information about the cards, MUT Master, all that stuff, it's going to pretty much give us more of an assessment of what we're going to be doing. So what he was able to reveal is that the card art that we originally saw, where it was like cutting off, Joe Burrow's half of his body, it was ridiculous. For me, I didn't really care about the card art as much as a lot of the fanatics do. I do like, for it to be spectacular, like some of the stuff that we saw with, like, Ezekiel Elliott having a fireball, or was it Amari Cooper? Whatever, it was a Dallas Cowboy, with some of the card art that we saw when they were showing out the Superstar X Factor abilities. But I'm going to tell you what I do like, and I want to know if you guys agree with me. These options to be able to customize our cards, this was huge stuff. This was not something that was, we didn't. I don't think we really asked for this. This was just something that popped up when they started to give us, like, top 100 all-time, card art. This right here when you went to Tampa Bay. This right here, I think for most of us, it's the customization of being able to make our cards however we want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can give us whatever their format is, but we should be able to change it. I think that the way that gaming is going, the more uniqueness of the customization of the cards, it makes it so that we feel like we're different, even though we know most of the cards at some point in the year they all do the same thing. We'll keep it 100, like they all do the same thing at some point. But to be able to actually see it for ourselves and have our own version, because, like, to be honest with you, I ran into a lot of different players and nobody really kept the same exact card art, and that's unique. But I think the community went crazy because there's like, yo, listen, like, bro, what is this? Like, why is half the card all a border? Like, what? Like, even with me, like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not really crazy about it. But for me, I just want to know that the card does what it's supposed to do. Like, I'm at that point right now where I'm not even concerned. Like, even if you put Mr. Hanky on the card, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, if he does what he's supposed to do, whatever card it is, that's all I really care about. But we did have fun doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that I think should always be an option going forward. And I think we're going to start to see it in a lot more games because it does make it a lot more interesting. You know what I'm saying? All of these cards being able to do that. Randy Moss and stuff like that, being able to have that type of card. A lot of us, when it first came out, we were pretty surprised about it. And then it's like, once you do something like this, see, this is the thing that makes it interesting. Once you do something like this with any game, we expect it as a community. Like, all you guys are probably like, yeah, yo, the guy, he probably makes a point. I know, like what do you guys care most about? Like, leave it in the comments. Do you care about how fancy your card looks, or that Randy Moss will be Randy Moss on the field? Like, that's specific. That's a specific question. Can you please answer that for me? Because for me, like I said, if Mr. Hanky is on this card, if you just put Mr. Hanky right there on top of Randy Moss, and it says Randy Moss on it, and when I go out into the game, my top 3 shows Mr. Hanky, but Randy Moss power up, but it does what I want it to do, I don't care. But that's just me having, different type of frustrations over the years with, different mechanics with the game, Randy Moss not being able to outrun a D tackle, things like that. I'm more concerned with the actual gameplay. But again, some of you guys were asking me about it earlier, like, yo, did you hear about, what Jake Stein said? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I follow Jake Stein on Twitter, so I saw exactly what he said. And I'm very, very happy that, the Madden team listens, but I think that it's to a fault in certain cases. Because a lot of the times, it's not really an issue. It's like the community is based on a couple of dudes that suck at Madden, and then they figure out what they don't like, and it feels like that's what is tuned. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of weird. Because a lot of the dudes that give the feedback, if you look at the way that these guys play, they have no idea what they're doing. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to have your own card art and them give you options? Or would you prefer that they do this and just give us a global, card art and we just deal with it for the year? Because I thought originally, when they put out the X Factors and the all of the abilities, I was like, yo, that's kind of dope right there. Like, are we going to get that as an option in the game? Because, to be honest with you, I would much rather use those options that we saw as something that I would want as my card. Let me know if you guys agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Since we're on the the subject of card art, what do you guys want? Are you at that point right now where it's like, yo, we're playing it like it's The Sims, dude. Like, real talk, like, this is what we're doing. I want customization. I want to put a mustache on his eye lobe. Like, I want to be able to do whatever I want to the card. If that's what you guys want, let me know in the comments, because then we are looking for you know, a few different things. I'm looking to get success with the cards as opposed to worrying too much about the way it looks. Even though I can tell you this, a lot of cards, like certain cards were like really flashy, really exciting to look at, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed looking at some of these. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh bro, I didn't think that some of the card art was really cool, but gameplay is what I'm more for. So can we have both? I guess we could. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's all good, but looking at these options right here, even if they gave us that border with the way Joe Burrow looked and the way they released it when they showed us how the rookie premieres would look, even if that was the case, right? If they give us these options to be able to turn and fix our cards and do whatever we want, as opposed to just sitting with that card, I think that this is enough. Even if that's what they decided on. Because you got to remember, guys, even if they didn't change it, I don't believe that they wouldn't have allowed us to still do this. Because that's something that once EA starts, and this is another thing that I don't know if you guys noticed. When EA Sports starts something, they usually pick up on it with the next year. Like, it's like continuous and it keeps going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they go away with it. They try it out, they see our reactions, they see the rage, they see the feedback, and they're like, all right, we can get away with this. Let's go ahead and do this. But this was actually very unique. I want to know, how many of you guys saw Lawrence Taylor on your home screen like this? You know, because I had him all kinds of ways. I had him like this. You know, I never used this one. This is more of what I think that we want. I think we want the cards to play like the way it shows that it's supposed to play. Like, we need this guy to play with all these numbers. So he has a 98 finesse, he has a 96 block shed, he has a 99 pursuit. So he should be able to chase down Troy Aikman behind the line of scrimmage. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's a lot of crazy things that go on in the game, and that's what I am more focused on. And that's pretty much what it is. You know what I'm saying? So as we get closer to it, like I said, I gave you guys the date. I've been going over with it. I asked you guys to please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I post the information on those social media outlets, and that way you know what's coming. Because what happens is, a lot of people just come to the video and they just ask a question that I've already spoken about like 3 or 4 times in the video. Yo, Gmia, what's up with the card art? What? Like, okay. And I appreciate a lot of you guys that answer those guys, because I don't know what they're doing. Like, if I go to a video and somebody's telling me that the card art is changed and this is what EA Sports is doing, I listen to see and hear based on the video, what the guy's saying, what's happening, to know exactly what it's about. But a lot of people don't do that. So thank you so much for all of you guys that come to the video and you show that support and you answer those questions and stuff like that. Very beautiful thing. I love you guys for that. Thank you so much. I do take a look at that and see exactly what you guys are doing. But again, this is what I'm more focused on. Because Pat Tillman, when he was like this, or whichever way he was, look, bro, like this, at the original, when we first got MUT Master, I was fine with this. You know why? He was causing a fumble if he looked at you. So I'm good. I'm good money, dude. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. I want to know your feedback. Are you excited like that? Does that make you like, oh my God, they changed the card art to show more? Like, is that something that you're excited about, or do you want to see more as far as the gameplay in my boat? Let me know. Leave it in the comments. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. Stay safe. One love, y'all.